Previously on the Brand Spaceship Show.
This is a little spin on the Brand Spaceship. We thought it would be fun if we show some of Joao's favorite videos, favorite ads, and Ryan and Joao disagree about them.
All right. I have no idea what it's for, but I love the video. And let us know, why did you choose this?
I showed it to Jared earlier, and he didn't know it was a CG dog, which makes me think about the idea of who are we making content for?
Initially, when we watched it, I was like, there's no other purpose for this content. But then when you go to their site, they advertise this dog. This dog is their character. Ryan, Joe, react. What are we calling this?
Not that.
That's what you wrote in the calendar.
Lost in space, but that's okay. Climb aboard the Brand Spaceship today.
Did I fail my assignment?
No, your assignment's just to come up with sweet videos that we can watch.
Cool.
The premise originally being that we disagree. I think that disagreement is at this point less and less. I think we've both kind of melded a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, simple concepts.
Today, as Ryan mentioned, we have Joao on our show, and Joao is our lead creative here at My Lady, and we thought it would be fun if we show some of Joao's favorite videos, favorite ads. Is that a cactus?
Yeah, so the only cups in space are cactus cups.
Well, you just have whatever's in that. I don't even see pantries or shelving in that spaceship at all.
Hold on. So right now, this is on manual focus, so this doesn't work. So this is an ad for cactus cups. Cactus cups, because
every interstellar hitchhiker should have one.
If the next one doesn't have dogs, I riot.
Let's go to the next one.
Next one doesn't have dogs, doesn't have people.
Don't spoil it.
Oh, sorry.
No spoil. Hashtag no spoilers.
Joao was that guy the day that Avengers Endgame came out. He was like, "Rest in peace, Tony Stark" on Twitter. Everybody was like, "Damn it, Joao."
Also CGI. He didn't die in real life. Continue.
Spoilers.
Toys are all around us. See, there's a bonnet, a guitar, a microphone, a paintbrush. Hey, a dance party. Hello? Where's the beach? Toys are all around us. You just need to know.
God, this is good. But it's a pretty strong argument against buying toys. I mean, truly, that's one of the best ads I've seen in terms of efficiency of conveying an idea. However, I really think that it's counter to Fisher-Price. Like, I guess Fisher-Price being connected to kids adventuring, I get that, making them not look like just money-hungry folks that are forcing you to buy the next toy that comes out. But to me, that's an argument against getting your kids a Fisher-Price toy and instead going outside and giving them a stick and then pretending to be Harry Potter or something like that. But what a beautiful, beautiful, simple concept. Here's the tricky thing with this. I bet you, unless you have a BTS that proves otherwise, I bet you they spent quite a bit of money shooting.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't have to. This is the thing. But I bet you they did. They might be like, this is a low budget shoot. It's only $175,000, which I even felt like when I started saying low six figures that I was talking too expensive to the average person who might consume this content. That type of shoot that we just saw, that is the epitome of what could be done on TikTok for cheap, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you could do with a phone, what you could do with a couple of crew members and it could still look good. It's a very interesting thing because that's all concept. Yet I'm positive they still spent money.
Yeah, the only thing, if you look at the description of the video, it's an ad he shot with some folks. So maybe it's one guy. And
oh, is it a spec ad?
No, I think it's a real ad, but at least my interpretation of what he wrote is just a few people.
Interesting. Maybe someone watched this that has some idea, or we'll figure it out later and put it in the comments. But to me, one of the purposes of doing these pieces of content is to talk to brands who feel like they need to spend the money. It's almost like these are the rules, right? We spend $250,000 for you to shoot the right ad. And it's like, well, only if it calls for it. In this case, to me, it's like, even if you're like really concerned with quality, if you had 10 people, you don't need sound, you need an art department, you need an AC, you have one camera, there's a subtle push in, right? That's all that's happening on these shots. So you have a grip for the dolly. I mean, I'm positive you could shoot this at the same quality for 10 people. And my guess is there are probably 40 or 50 people on this set. If not, way to go. And if this is a spec ad, I'd say this is a brilliant example of what a few people can do. If it's a real ad, my experience makes my gut say that a company the size of Fisher-Price, even if you have the best idea, they're not going to go out on a whim and be like, yeah, you and some guys can make this. You know what I mean? There's worry of the way we've always done things. We have to continue to do it that way, because if we don't do it that way, we'll end up with trash. But I love that ad, despite the fact that I don't understand what I'm being called to. It's a branding ad, right? Like connecting Fisher-Price to children, not necessarily saying, and go buy stuff.
Yeah, those are overall the things that I like. Not a direct call to buy something. Things that are more metaphorical.
You don't like consumerism, João?
Yeah.
We're speaking of brands. We love consumerism. Give us more. Give us more. Okay, let's watch again. And this time, can you all guess for me? You all could tell me your opinions on, is this all one location, or is this several crews shooting different things throughout? So let's see.
It's definitely one crew, but let's roll it.
I don't know.
Toys are all around us.
Is this new, João?
There's a bonnet. A guitar.
No, I think it's 2 years old.
microphone, a paintbrush. Hey, a dance party. Hello? Where's the beach? Toys are all around us. You just need to know how to look for them.
This is all one location. That shot with the stick with the woods behind it actually might be a green screen, but everything is one location and it's one crew.
Yeah, I agree. Probably the backyard.
Yeah, it's probably the backyard. When this turns out not to be the case, and it definitely was a real shot, I'll look stupid. But to me, the parallax looked a little odd.
Oh, let's dig into that. Let's dig into the parallax once more, shall we?
This is just me. This is just all gonna make me look stupid, guys. Oh no, this White and Kennedy. This is a huge budget, dudes. Or is it Whedon and Kennedy? White and Kennedy. There's a giant agency. This is $250,000 if it's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you right now, at this same quality, I assure you, My Lady could do this for 40 grand, 50 grand, same exact quality, and we would find profit in it.
It's so funny because for 40 grand, it's
a ton of money.
An absurd budget.
It's an absurd amount of money. I agree.
Brazilian standards. Yeah.
Well, keep in mind, like I was begging people to give me $100. Like, at the beginning of this, it was me and like a shitty gimbal and a camera that I was just shooting by myself, pitching and begging people to give us some cash. The benefit there is that now when I hear 50 grand, I'm like, I could do a lot, right? But you have to also realize this is a trick. So if you're watching this in your brand, thank you. But also just keep in mind that there's a weird thing you do to the companies you work with. Where if we go in and we say, we can do this for 10 grand, you're like, they must suck. You know what I mean? Because they're used to spending $250,000. So there has to be this learning process of what we can spend. Because my gut here, and this is what we pitch with the asset library and everything, it's like, keep it $250,000, but let's make 100 videos. Instead of doing this one-off commercial, I get it. They'll be like, listen, this is Fisher-Price's big branding thing. It's worth it, blah, blah, blah. Great. But why don't we do it cheaper and do more videos? Why does that not make sense? And I'm ready for someone to watch this actually and be like, fine, challenge accepted. We're going to pay White and Kennedy to do it and My Lady. And let's see what happens. And I'll be like, bingo, that's the right goal, is for us to prove that we can do it at a lower budget. But the people we're increasingly competing against are charging 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10x what we need to charge. And it's actually a really interesting conundrum because you have to charge enough to be considered serious. A lot of what gets added is just comfort, right? So on a Fisher-Price commercial, you might have the world's nicest catering, a giant trailer next to this house for all of the, client to sit in. Like it is a big event situation. And a lot of the budget just goes for making these people feel really good. And the truth is what has to go away in order to make it for a lower budget is a lot of that infrastructure and a lot of the stuff that's creature comforts, right?
Yep. It ends up being part of the service that we provide.
Well, we don't provide it.
I don't mean we.
I'm not sure how much they'd have to pay me for me to provide the full-blown like masseuse on set situation. It's really not something I'm interested in. Maybe we'll have producers that are down to provide that, and I'll kind of hide in the corner and be like, cool, I see there's a chair that says director. No, thank you. And then I'll just let you sit there, João, and then they'll bother you.
Sure.
And it's not any comfier than any other chair, by the way.
It just has a name on it.
Yeah, it just has your name on it. All right, great. Do you guys want to jump into our third video of the day? I have not seen this one, so I'm in for a treat as well.
This is amazing.
All right. No spoilers.
Home Centre's having a sale.
A sale?
Yes, a sale.
50% off?
Up to 70%. I know. I love you too.
That's really good. Okay, so again, simple concepts, and I can imagine the pitch. And this gets into the difference between a production company and an agency. One of the things that we often get asked is like, are you an agency? Are you a production company? And I'm like, kind of both. This is such a clear thing. It's like, hey, there's such a big discount. Why don't you destroy everything you hate in your house and then just go buy it again? And it's a really simple pitch, right? That tight. That's great.
And it looks amazing. It was probably in the pitch. Something that I wrote down actually is that a post house most times is also a pre-production house, because it's the same set of skills that you need to have to present an idea as best as possible, as clear as possible.
Editing is storytelling, right? We say that a lot.
I mean, I don't think that post-production was involved at all until the very end. I'm not disagreeing specifically in what you're saying, but the way I see this going is like, look, the agency pitches, hey, you're going to destroy all these things in your house because it's so cheap to just replace them. And they're like, oh, like that. What does that look like? And then they say, it looks like this, right? And there's multiple ways that can go. All of a sudden, they could have 10 scenarios where people break things in different places, right? Or they could build one set, which I'm pretty freaking confident that's a stage that they shot on. And they built one set so that they could just have props they could break. They didn't need to bring them into the house. They didn't worry about cleaning it up. And then they could control the lighting completely so it looks incredible. And they only have one location. So this is a great example if you really want control, because you have that really high-end concept. This was a previous episode where we said if you really want control, you got to have simple concepts. You have to just have one location, only a couple actors, and then you can really, I won't say overdo it, but just get it perfect, right? That was great. And now everyone, you're probably all wondering why there are two people who talk to me via satellite communications, yet no one helps me get home.
I have one more that I can send that it's not funny like the others, but it's the one that motivated me to write this down. That someone who's great at post can be great at ideas and concepts and presenting something.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Someone who's great at post is a great writer.